Hello. Oh, what the fuck? Where am I? Where am I? Ah! Oh, cool. All right. Would this start, please? Hello? VTube Studio, please? Holy shit. It started. Heyo. Please don't explode again, think. Alright, there we are. It is Attourney. That's not the right scene. Hello? What happened there? Who knows? No, not continue. New game. We are playing a new game today. It's this game. I hope you're ready for me to destroy my voice on the pain trial. I already don't like the way this looks. So Mia is here. In the flesh, it seems. Is this a flashback? Phoenix in a weird-ass pendant. Let's fucking go. How did I get into this mess? Why? Why did I do that? Oh. That girl. You shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying! Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about it like that. What the fuck? It was me. I didn't... I didn't do it. Phoenix is the accused? Excuse me? Yeah, it's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Ahem! Oh. Ahem! Oh, Mr. Crossback. Good morning.
Mia, please calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know.
What are you talking about? I'm relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me. Relaxed.
Let go of my lapels. You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer.
I'm so sorry. It's just I'm so nervous today.
Oh, that's right. It's your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never fear, my dear. Hi, Marvin Grossberg. I'm at your service.
Actually, this is my second time in court.
Still, you surprised me. What was your earnest request last night? Let me handle this case, you suddenly said. And quite forcefully, too.
I just found it yesterday. Not the case, I mean.
What? And you've already learned all the relevant facts.
What about that? You see, I mean, of course I have. Think.
Oh dear. In any case, don't let your client say you're so nervous. You see the poor young man in the pink sweater over there? That's your client.
Phoenix! Good... Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just want to say... oh my god. Yep, I'll be fine. No problem. Oh, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something? Mr. Rye? Actually, it's right. Like the Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time. Yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My doc says this way I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. This is so cute! I love the small Phoenix. This music is fantastic, holy shit. What is going on? Right, Mr. Wright, you have nothing to fear in court today. If you are truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Please, let go of my shirt. That's right, he's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. But that trial traumatized me so badly I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It's been 1 year since then. Well, here I am again. But this time I'm going to win. For my client and for myself.
Court is in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. My dude! He was already balding 5 years ago. This is so fucking funny. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Defense today is VFA, was it?
Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem?
I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be leading the defense.
Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency.
Emergency? Why, him standing there next to you.
Yes, well...
You're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this?
Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Of course, Your Honor. I think.
Well, Mr. Payne, have any statement, please.
Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. It will all be over soon. What was that all about? Was it trying to trash talk me? Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. He was a 4th-year student studying pharmacology.
Oh, sounds like he was a very bright young man.
Yes, well, we have his photo taken at the scene of the crime. My pain voice is evolving. Oh no. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body. And the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway, they called the police.
Oh, certainly makes the defense look very suspicious indeed. Very well. The court accepts this photo into the record as evidence. By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo.
Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is that the victim died a rather unusual death. An unusual death?
What do you mean, Mr. Payne?
Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question. Huh? A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I'm a genteel man, if you will. I'm so done with this. I'm so done with this already. What the fuck? He had his stupid hair poof. A what? Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you're made of.
Oh, perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? The cause. Go on. Please say you don't need that much.
I'm so sorry. I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file.
Hemorrhoids are beginning checked up. Let's see here. Details of the case are filed under the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you?
The court record. I think I can see that by pressing the tab.
All of the weapons can be found in the court record. Take a good hard look at the data there and think carefully before you answer me, dear.
Yes, sir. I'll do just that. I've got to stay calm. I can't let the prosecutor get the better of me. The court record. Okay. Let's take a look here. Just press the tab here.
Now then, would the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death?
Electrocution. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution.
Electrocution? How can such a thing happen? The murder is some type of new...
I'm mixing my Goldberg, good Rudberg, whatever. Hello. I'm mixing my voices for the judge and the guy. This guy.
The murder is some type of new superpower for a stun gun, perhaps.
Hello, Brooke. How are you doing? We're having some voice destroy end of May, I guess. Because this, dear Brooke, is Prosecutor Payne. He's named this because of his voice. Nice. The answer to that will become crystal clear as the trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there's one more vital issue. What's that? Why, motive, of course.
Apparently there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant.
Bad blood?
What do you mean?
Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this.
I really don't like this guy's smug attitude. The judge always seems so clueless. I mean, yeah. Obviously. The judge is kind of an allegory character for the entire judicial system. He doesn't go for the truth, he goes for the most compelling argument, which is pretty much how it works. So yeah.
That's instant pain for you. He's only the smooth operator, if you catch my drift.
They don't call him.
Oh, wait. They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know? Now then, let's hear from the defense. That's not my voice. Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? And this time I would like you to see some supporting evidence.
Evidence?
I don't need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all the weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you needed to shove it in old Greybeard's face.
Yes, sir. Into old Greybeard's face.
Mr. Grossberg, purchase a better example for the young lady. Mia, evidence isn't the only thing in the court records. People's profiles are as well. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with a tab to be sure to go over it. Now then, let's see what you've got.
I lost the judge voice entirely. The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here.
That's your Hawthorne, isn't it?
Very good, Miss Faye. You seem to have picked up the one last, at least that much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But I'm told about 8 months ago she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly he has some part to play in the story.
And he's dying again? Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking of what he wants. Very well. Mr. Payne, please call your first witness.
If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What, the defendant himself? Well, Miss Faye?
It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objection.
Very well. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand.
I completely lost my judge voice. Fuck.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Yes, my name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm a suspect.
I know she means what you did before you were arrested.
Ow! Why is he in court? Murder. This is 5 years ago. I mean, you can tell by how Mia, who died literally the second case ever, is still alive right now. Didn't he work in the court though? What? You mean Phoenix? Phoenix is an attorney. He's the main character of the series. And the person we're playing right now, Mia Faye, died in the second trial of the first game. This is a flashback case. I was a university student.
Mr. Wright! You understand that? But I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you, I was...
Would the defendant please refrain from passing on his code to the rest of us?
It seems to the witness has something he wants to say.
Well then, Mr. Wright. Please tell us about your relation to the victim.
Right away, Your Honor. Oh. Ayo! That's a hot testimony theme. Damn. I admit I was there. But I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. Phoenix.
I see. So how do you knew the victim?
Right, like I said, I'm not a killer. Yeah, like the judge understands.
I should be naive, you know. Too naive.
Huh? It seems that you forgot one small thing, young lady. And that would be... This witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination. Cross-examination?
He's right, and it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if a witness's testimony contains any contradictions.
Contradictions?
If a witness is lying, the statements will conflict with the court record. But Mr. Wright is my client.
But Mr. Wright is my client.
Even if he is your client in court, all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see?
What does he mean by that? Is he saying that testimony just now... that there was a lie, a contradiction?
All right, your cross-examination, if you please, Miss Fay.
Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? But yeah, this is a flashback case. This is the first case of the third game. I've never played this before, so I'm quite amazed by this. But he doesn't work in court. He's a defense attorney in most of the cases, except for this one, apparently. He's not a prosecutor. I mean, even prosecutors in this universe don't work in court. The only people who work for the court directly in this universe are the judge and the bailiff. And obviously, like, the court security guards. But you never really interact with those. The police and the state prosecutors are separate from the court somehow. Like, the police, obviously, but the prosecution, too. In this universe, the prosecutors actually have control over the police, though. Like, the prosecutors can cut the salary of police detectives in the Phoenix Wright universe. Which has happened more than once. I admit I was there. But I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. This one. Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even... But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would he say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Well, Mr. Wright, that was me. I'm not a killer, I swear.
Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise the testimony. How is that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe?
Yeah, well... He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. Felix. There's no such thing.
Objection!
Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on his back.
Miss Faye, is there some point to this line of questioning?
Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute! He was wearing a leather jacket! The Union Jack was the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that he accidentally came across the body. But if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? Holy shit, the music is good in this one. I love Phoenix Wright music, it's so good. You have no idea at all what he was wearing. What he was wearing underneath that jacket. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. Please forgive me. Ah!
Here, you've read a client cry.
Let him. That P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyway. I can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong. That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime. Oh, did I get too far? By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it? Yeah, I took some, but... Was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer Axe? Yeesh. Yeah, that's right. It kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. How did you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X? Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now? Actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. You lost it? Does this even have anything to do with the case? Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now? Huh? Your Honor, I'd like you to take a look at another photo from the crime scene. What's this?
What's this? In the victim's hand, it's Cold Killer X!
Objection!
Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to. Also, in case any of you were doubting that that's what his voice sounds like, that is canonically what his voice sounds like. His literal objection sound effect is OBJECTION! I love this man. He just ruins my vocal cords for weeks every time he appears. But at least there's only one trial featuring him per game. So that's good. Alright, I think, Brooke, you told me the other day that you haven't played any Ace Attorney games before? Okay. Then I should tell you something about the structure of these games. This right here is Prosecutor Payne. He is always the prosecutor for the first trial in each of the Phoenix Wright games.
And I mean always. I don't think there's a single Phoenix Wright game where he isn't the first prosecutor. He even is the first prosecutor in the Professor Layton crossover. He's the tutorial prosecutor. He's not very good at his job, but he is average in general. He's the tutorial, and his cases are always the easiest because he is making a fool of himself. The other cases have usually one main prosecutor. But the prosecutor might change for the final case in a game. In the first game, the main prosecutor was Miles Edgeworth. In the second game, the main prosecutor was Franziska von Karma. And in this game, that much I know, the main prosecutor is going to be a man who goes by Godot. Which is why I'm referencing that play in my stream title right now. Those are like the other people in the game. And the games do have a continuous storyline. Like, this game does come after the first two. They are actually, like, if you play them in release order, you're also going to be playing them in chronological order. But yeah, this trial is just to kind of introduce the game mechanics to you. Like the court record, pressing, presenting. And then the second trial is going to be the one to introduce you to the gimmick of the game. The first game didn't have any gimmicks. The second game had a gimmick. I don't know if this game has a gimmick yet, but maybe. We will find out. Oh, also, we're playing this on the Phoenix Wright Trilogy Collection, which means we are getting all of the cases from the DS versions of the games. Which, at least the first game, and I believe this one maybe as well, had a bonus case. The second one didn't for some reason. But yeah.
Well, there's no doubt as to who this bottle of the Cold Killer X belongs to. Especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it.
What?
Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine, dropped by Mr. Wright and held in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Mr. Phoenix Wright.
I keep saying Mr. Phoenix Wright because that's how Franziska addressed him in the previous game.
Order in the court.
Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence.
Very well, the court will accept them into the record.
Also, that the victim's wristwatch was broken.
Broken?
Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all of this?
Oh, this is really bad.
Oh, my butties. My poor hemorrhoids.
Stop talking about your hemorrhoids, Grossberg. What the fuck? Who wrote this guy? Oh, man. But yeah, there's a couple of recurring characters which we will meet. We are currently not playing as Phoenix because he is the defendant. We are currently playing as Mia Fey. Mia Fey is, sometime after this trial happened, going to become his mentor as a defense attorney. And then she will also proceed to die. Which isn't a big spoiler considering she has been dead for most of all storylines. She literally dies in the first non-pain trial ever in the series. Like, she is the murder victim of the second trial of the series. But that's not a problem, because we met her sister, Maya Fey. And Maya, just like Mia, is a spirit medium, which, by the way, are real in this universe. Spirit mediums exist. That is just something we have to deal with in the Phoenix Wright universe. Ghosts are real. Members of the Fae family can channel spirits into their body, which even causes them to change physical appearance. Like, there is this, I think, cousin of Maya's called Pearl, who is like an 8-year-old girl, and she is appropriately sized for a Japanese 8-year-old. She's small. She can also channel Mia sometimes, which causes her to grow to Mia's size, which is quite the thing to just have in your fun court system simulator visual novel. This is just what we deal with in the Phoenix Wright series. Everything else is incredibly grounded. Like, the murder never had anything to do with, like, actual spirit channeling. It's always, like, everything is entirely explainable by scientific means. And then there's also the spirit medium next to us sometimes. It's so funny. It's really hilarious. Like, the most grounded video game series of all time, and then you just have ghosts. Good shit. Good shit.
The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind the building. We talked for a bit, and then at around 3, we split up. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I've been taking cold killer eggs for the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident.
Mr. Wright, it's completely different from the testimony you gave previously.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth. You'll forgive me if I say I hardly found your current testimony any more credible.
Miss Fay, begin your cross-examination, please.
Oh, please, Mr. Wright, don't tell any more lies.
Also, one thing that's also, like, interesting about these games is it's not a matter of really figuring out who the killer is. Except for a handful of trials, it is really obvious who the murderer is. The question is, how do we prove it? And also, the person we're defending usually is innocent. But murder in this universe is, first of all, death penalty. And second of all, guilty until proven innocent. Which is just great. So yeah. And we not only need to, like, prove our client innocent, we also need to, if we claim our client is innocent, provide who the actual murderer is. Like, we need to accuse someone else to get a not guilty verdict. Which is just how the judicial system works in this game, I guess. And then you need to prove it. We need to prove that the person we're accusing is actually the murderer. It's wild. And we've had characters in this game. We have had people. One of the murderers in the series was the chief of police. The chief of police was a convict murderer by the end of a trial. Which is, yeah, this series is great. It's fantastic. I can highly recommend you check out the other two games as well. But you technically can jump in at any point. The games don't require you to have played all the other ones. They work standalone pretty well, those two. Because the games never spoil anything that happens in the previous games. You can just play the other ones as prequels. The truth is, I went because he called me. Had you ever met the victim before then? No, I never. But that day he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly.
And this Dolly person is...
It's kind of embarrassing. She's my sweetheart.
What is that for me?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like slapping something all of a sudden. Dahlia Hawthorne was also the lover of the murderer victim, Doug Swallow. Before she met Mr. Wright, that is.
So it's one of those nasty love triangles, I see.
Okay. He was at the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet 2:45 Panther Building. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45? Yeah, we were both there right on time.
You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct?
Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IVU.
An alchemist, is he?
I gotta admit, I was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity.
Oh, fascinating. He sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man.
What do I do? Maybe we should ask him for some more details. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much, though. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. That's right, and they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so they are high voltage cables everywhere. High voltage cables? Yeah, there were electrical poles set up all around the building. The high voltage cables run overhead around the roof. Finally, I think we are getting somewhere. So what is it you were talking about? You know, that maybe we should hang out again sometime. Hang out again sometime? I wish that was true. So you say you went back? Yeah, that's where I found the body. Yes, but when did you go back to the first place? Weren't you angry with him? Well, that's right, I was. Then why, Mr. Wright? Why did you go back there? I thought maybe we could make up. Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one is buying this. It's rather unusual to catch a cold at this time of year, isn't it? Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring, huh? I suppose common sense is not always common. So, did anyone else know that you were taking cold medicine? Well, I always took one after meals, so I'm pretty sure all my friends know about it.
I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime the day of the accident. Gotta go now, Mum's kicking me out of the, for the day. Ah, okay. I'll see you when you return. Bye. Have a good day. Tap. That was the worst send-off I've ever given one. I'm sorry. Have a nice day, Brooke. See ya. On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? You can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly. Just the two of us. Dolly's home at lunches and they're just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious.
Why did you punch me in the jaw?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. Did she just punch her boss?
I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of this death. And the defendant returned the scene for some unknown reason.
I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either.
Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted.
What do you mean? I knew it was too much work for a little girl.
However, there's one mystery that still remains.
There is, Your Honor.
How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct?
Well, you're correct, Your Honor. So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If you could somehow establish how that was done, maybe you could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. Your Honor.
Yes, Miss Faye.
I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up to until now, we should be able to solve the mysteries of how Mr. Swallow died.
That would be most impressive.
Quite a brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence. Of course, I know that. Actually, I totally forgotten about that.
All right, Miss Faye, what have you got? Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted.
This? What is this? 3:05? As to the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well.
What? What? There's nothing that even resembles a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this a bit more in detail.
Well, naturally, it's right here.
What is it?
A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. I remember the testimony we've heard. The machines the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere.
So then the high voltage cable.
Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That's the most likely explanation.
It certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I believe some praise is in order. Don't toy with me, old man. Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been high voltage cable. However, what do you want to think about what really applies? The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant.
That much is certainly true.
Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer.
What is it?
His fingerprints.
Fingerprints? You mean the defendant's fingerprints weren't something if that's the medicine bottle.
Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. Assuming, leather holds fingerprints quite well. You mean... Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted in the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand.
What?
I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent and murder. He squarely pushed the victim toward the severed electrical cable. Man, this guy's voice.
Order, that's enough. I think we can conclude that there's no reason to continue with this cross-examination. Let's take a bargain as we're done.
Mr. Crossback.
Remember, it's never lied. The show's over me. I knew the boy was guilty the first time I saw him.
No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent.
No further evidence is required. Convince me of this man's guilt.
Your Honor.
At this time, I'm prepared to render verdict in the case. Do you have something further to add, Miss Faye?
Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down this verdict. But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Faye. Ah! I love Phoenix so much. No matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you and I'll represent you to the very end. We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything. Wait a minute. Mr. Wright. I'll tell you what really happened. But I've already told you, Mr. Wright. There's no need for further... I did it. I admit it, I pushed him. It's my fault.
That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore.
Hey, it's none of your business.
I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news.
You're lying.
Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl.
Stop it. Don't talk about her like that.
What you said, was that the truth?
Yes, and I was afraid that I told the truth. Everyone would think I was the murderer for sure.
Well, things go this time. I all absolutely to convince you.
Please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Faye? I believe in you. Oh, thank you. Still can't believe it. You really did push the victim.
I feel like my hemorrhoids are doing a handshake.
Stop talking about your hemorrhoids, Grossberg. Ah! That guy, he was talking about Dolly. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead. Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When he pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that, and as they say, is that.
Simple explanation, indeed.
At the time of the incident, the light rain had been falling. Word from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted. But I pushed him. There weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, I would have never noticed. Even I would have noticed it. It's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that.
Miss Faye, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that?
Yes, Your Honor. Did give up Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it. I need more fluids. One second. Ah! Wow. I've got to say, I love this track. Ah, fuck me. When you accidentally have like a drop of soda on your microphone. The worst. That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. So what kind of things did Mr. Swallow say to you? He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl. Cling.
Is that all?
Yep. Well,
Well, Miss Faye, you heard him off.
Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Rat. Please don't make this any harder for me than it already is. Anyway, after he said that, I just... Can you tell me what happened in a little more detail? That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket I was holding and started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into furious frenzy. I just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest. And when he did that, there were no severed cable anywhere to be seen. Right, there was nothing like that at all. But it's possible that you merely overlooked it. Well, I guess it's possible. What are you doing? Let that guy steamroll over you like cheap asphalt.
I believe what's important here is the moment to push guard. Let's continue on with the testimony witness.
A loud noise. And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like snap. You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was. Clearly, Your Honor. It was the sound of the victim being electrocuted. You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. So try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Aha! Could it have been... Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard.
An umbrella, huh? Did that umbrella belong to the victim?
Yeah, it was plastic umbrella. Cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. And again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone.
Oh, Miss Faye. What do you think? Is there something important in that testimony right now?
Well... This is the information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important, it's vital. I want to officially have it entered into testimony.
Yeah, how perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer.
The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add a bit about that cheap umbrella to your testimony.
So Mr. Swallow fell on top of his umbrella. Are you certain of this? Yeah, it was right there under him. Actually, if it hadn't been under him, I was planning on burying it for myself. The umbrella, you mean? Well, yeah, you see, I was wearing the sweater here. Lottie stayed up late for the time knitting it for me. I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love.
My stomach is used to Professor Soccer Ball. Yeah.
No, I'm so sorry.
Continue with the testimony, witness.
A little while after I left, I started to get worried. After you shoved the victim, did you leave the scene right away? Yes, I did. I admit it. I was furious. You left without even checking on Mr. Swallow's condition. Well, yeah. But like I said, I got worried about him later. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead. At that time, did you see anyone else at the scene of the crime? No, nobody. Jeez, could that stupid calf possibly suddenly phone here?
Okay, it's very hard to believe someone else could have been the murderer. Unless you can find something that shows his innocence from the testimony, my dear. I'm afraid the judge will make his final decision with no remorse whatsoever.
Yes, sir. It's there. Present. Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on, I'd mentioned that. If I'd mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier. What do you mean by that? Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole.
You're absolutely right.
The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive. Ayo!
Order, order, order! The victim, he moved. Mr. Peg, the umbrella has a photo. Where is it now?
Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene.
I want to present it to evidence immediately.
But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind.
According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind.
But... What is this music? Holy shit! Damn!
An honest matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial. But, as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render a final judgment.
I'm in Spain without the S, yes! Spin!
Ah.
Wow!
Laura Flora. Welcome to my new jam, holy shit! Game 3 has banger music, what the fuck?
No!
I must say, I still find it hard to believe. As you told has been blown into prosecutor's case by the defendant's testimony.
Ding!
Well done, Mia. Mr. Payne, what's he chuckling about?
Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. I was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone.
I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying.
Let me guess, you have another witness. Exactly! And this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible.
Well, who is this witness?
Anyways, I've done it. You're the murderer? Miss Dahlia Hawthorne!
Dahlia Hawthorne, what do you mean? Dolly.
I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. Nice. Congrats on doing the thing. That's right, she was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place.
What?
I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear. Oh! Why is she so cool? I love Mia. Holy shit. Why does she have to be dead? Damn. Why is her animation set so cool? Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. You can't be serious.
Mia, what do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop it. Court will now enter 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Because emotional damage, yeah. I mean, not that much. She's like the second murder victim of the entire series, as I've said like 4 times this stream already. But like, yeah. She's the second person who died ever in a Phoenix Wright game. But hey, at least it isn't Maya this time. This time, Phoenix is the accused. Phoenix in his stupid-ass sweater. What is this? Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah. So I guess you can start to relax then, huh?
Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such important facts.
But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She saved me. I just know she will. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life. That's why. Love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side anyway. One day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's what I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me on the day we went as a symbol of our love. She had been wearing it around the neck all day, but then she took it off, but before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this.
So she gave it to you as a present, I see.
This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly. It certainly is a little bottle, alright. It makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Anyway,
So after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating? Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
What a strange girl asking for a present back like that.
By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Oh, yeah, it was. But how did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in the courthouse. What's this? A newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse? Murder?
What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Yeah, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there's some connection between these two cases, am I correct?
Holy shit! For a pain trial, this just hit the gas pedal. What the fuck? Hello, money. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossback. I need to finish this myself.
Alright, but I'm afraid that you have not doing nothing but here. I'll go and have a look at the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find.
Thank you.
And I want to do whatever I can to be helpful to you, Mia. Well, looks like our sessions are about over. We'd better all get moving.
I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. Yo! What is this music? Why is it so good? Fuck. What did you miss? About 2 hours of pain trial. About 2 hours of me shredding my voice. Or 1 hour and a half, I guess? More like hour and a half. Of me shredding my voice in the pain trial.
Time will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness.
The next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand.
Hey, yo. What's with this stiff silence?
In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to be doubt. Take no one at my word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity.
I can't believe he actually said that.
Now then, witness, could you please state your full name?
Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous.
I can't believe I'm reading this! Ah! If anyone says anything rude, you can sure cut them right down to size.
And I will bash them with my gavel.
I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Thank you. For calming my nerves. You're so nice. I almost feel right at home.
Not at all.
There was nothing.
May I move on now? What's your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
The honor is all mine!
He screams in the most grating voice of all time.
Oh, the honors are mine.
Well, we know whose milkshakes bring all the boys to the yard. Holy shit! What? Wait! Excuse me? Did we get a fucking callous milkshake reference? Did we just get a fucking Milkshake by Callis reference in this game? I mean, the song is from 2003. It's old enough to have ended up in the localization of this game. But yeesh. My milkshakes bring all the boys to the yard, and I tell you, they're better than y'all. Also, yes, that song is over 20 years old. Sir? Is there something I can help you with?
Who's going to say whatever's on your mind?
I'm sure that there must be some kind of mistake. Feedy wouldn't kill anyone, I just know it.
Yes, I can see why you'd say that.
She's going to be a tough witness, alright. It took her 12 seconds to whip them all around her little finger.
All right, please proceed with the testimony. Let's see what we just witnessed. Then for the interview, please.
I'm just in awe of this witness. I am so fucking in awe. I think this is the first witness we saw with a transparent sprite. The production quality. Or like with a semi-transparent sprite, I guess. All the sprites are transparent. That they don't have a background texture. But I think this is the first time they have actually used, like, non-opaque pixels over a non-existent background. Because up until now, we only had, like, full transparency, which means just no texture. You don't... you don't draw glasses by drawing a semi-transparent surface and then stuff on top of it. You just draw the reflections. But the reflections are still solid. They're still full opacity pixels. Boop. I love this cross-exam theme, by the way. It's so good. This piece of music in this game from 2004, in this literal 20-year-old video game we are playing right now, is so good. This could just be like the backing track for a modern piece of music. Like, I could hear someone like add a couple of drums and rap over this, unchanged. Damn. It sounds like really modern. Because modern music is very obsessed with trying to use as few notes as possible. There's like a big thing in music production these days, just trying to have minimal instrumental to still get across like the feeling you want to project. Which, by the way, like, is pretty cool. It's the same... I feel this trend in music production is very similar to, like, minimal poems and just, like, lyric writing in general for music. Trying to get across the point in as few words as possible is quite the skill. And so is managing to get across an emotion in as little, like, musical complexity as possible, especially if the emotion transported is much more complex than the composition, which a couple of tracks do manage to pull off. Quite impressed about every time it happens. Well, I had been planning to go after back to Feeney's place after class was over. Feeney and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. And suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeney noticed I was there. I went to go and find some other students, and they called the authorities.
I don't know what to say, according to you, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant didn't do anything wrong.
Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall the hot flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it's my job to discover the truth. Please tell us the truth. But I would never.
That's more than enough, witness, sir. I won't allow this to continue.
What do you mean by that?
Please, just let me proceed with the cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. You haven't changed a bit? Mia Fey?
What's this? So you two are acquainted?
Yes, we've met before. Once. In the trial 1 year ago. Mia's first trial. Probably on exactly August 28th. A trial that, by Mia's own account, traumatized her so much that she thought she would never go to court again.
In any case, Miss Fay, the floor is all yours.
It's good to see you again, Madame Fay. Madame? I'm not as grandma yet, Gully. Also, yeah, in case this isn't obvious to the both of you, this is obviously a flashback case, considering that Mia is not dead in this one. This is 5 years before the main Phoenix Wright timeline. Considering Mia is not dead in this trial. Also, Phoenix is 21. I had been planning to go back to Feeney's place after class was over. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Mr. Wright is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building? Of course, Phoenix Wright would be an art kid. That makes so much sense. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building? Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese senryu poetry. Damn! Fuck! That's actually not an easy study subject, even Literature itself is already not an easy study subject, but holy shit!
Oh, wonderful. Is it that humorous yet satirical style of haiku, yes?
Nothing left to do. When a man reaches this age, sleep is his best friend. That's supposed to be poetry? Sounds more like a midlife crisis. For me to get to the art department, I have to walk through the back area.
Oh, yes, I see. That makes sense. When I went to enter the courthouse, I always walked through the front doors.
How else would you enter? Teleportation? Feeny and Doggy, they were talking about the building. Then suddenly... So who's this Doggy person? Oh, I'm sorry. Dog Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago. So what were Doggy... Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about anyway? How can he be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined.
That's right, Miss Faye.
Don't bring the witness down to your level.
Why am I being I almost read that at why am I being demonetized here? Why am I being demonetized, YouTube? BRB food? Okay. Wow. Why am I being demonetized?
Please go. What did you see next?
Oh, this says why am I being demonized? Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right? I was watching the whole time. He never did a thing to Doggy. Oppressive for no good reason. I just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do now about the testimony? I suppose that statement works in our favor for now. I'll hold off on looking into any deeper until it's necessary.
Very well, young lady. Please go on with the testimony.
And what did Mr. Wright say when he saw you? I'm sorry, I was so flustered that I probably didn't remember. Please forgive me. You don't remember?
Well, it's coming enough. Sometimes I can't recall a sentence I passed only a minute, but I...
Please, someone, anyone, stop him before he gets hurt by me. Will you say students? Do you mean students from the pharmacology department? Yes, they're all very fond of that drugs. Please try to stay on topic. So to find some pharmacology students, you went to the labs, correct? That's what I was planning to do, but in the end I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students came running out of the building entrance. Somehow they all seemed to know what was going on. The students knew what was going on. But how could the students have known what was going on? Well, I don't know for sure that they knew that had happened. It's just they all seemed kind of excited about something. It doesn't look like I'm going to get any more info about the students. So did the students call the police? Yes, I was so panicked.
Oh, yes, well, anyone would have been, my dear.
Girl, she's telling a super obvious lie and she knows it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Wright. Yes, that's got to be it. Way to go, Mia. Okay, that means I'm going to have to dig deep to find the contradiction on this one. I've been planning to go back to Feeny's place. Bop, 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 bop. Beep, 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 boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, boop. Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne. So let's drop them, shall we? What? I would never.
Miss Faye, I will not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting. Please don't let me let that. I just don't.
Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did in fact push the victim. What? There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It would be much better if he came out and told us the whole truth.
There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything of the show.
Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony. This is finally getting somewhere. Actually, I didn't see the moment. He pushed Dougie. You didn't see it? Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground.
And at that time, there was only two of them in the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Dougie Swallow.
Yes, that's right. So then, what did it look like they were doing to you? I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation. Oh, give me a break. That's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all?
No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge.
Oh, I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Now, please proceed with your testimony.
I'm hoping to find some of the other students and call the authorities. Didn't hear anything unusual either. You're lying. You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct? Yes, that's why I was very relaxed looking at the scenery around me. That's nice, but I found that just a little odd. I've heard the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright, and he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that? If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well?
Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable.
But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. May I have a moment to answer?
By all means.
I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on. I was listening to music at the time.
Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered?
The rain was just beginning to let up, but it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on and plugged it out.
Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in the testimony after all.
Wait a second, Mia. The testimony just now. She said something that could totally change this whole case. Your Honor, there's a problem with the witness' testimony.
What do you mean?
Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct?
Yes, what about it?
Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right?
Now's the time for a science lesson, Miss Ray.
Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, is it possible that the victim died from being hit by a ball of lightning?
I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me.
Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself was mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, the victim of a stray bolt. Hey, yo! Damn, this song good.
It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that that was actually an accident?
Oh. All right, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty if you're...
I'm here that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye.
Huh?
I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there was no lightning strikes on the day of that location. What? What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cables are definitely linked to this case.
Evidence, Mr. Bank. What's this evidence?
This affidavit.
And who is this affidavit from?
The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in the labs that day. Allow me to read out the card to testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day.
Was a blackout?
All of the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor.
So you're saying the equipment lost power because...
Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m.
Which fits the time of death. It's in the autopsy report.
Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future.
Oh, I see.
Apparently the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would cause them to break.
However, there's one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump. Then would have snapped if it hadn't been pumped to the engine, correct?
Well, I suppose you could say that.
Miss Faye. Do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable?
Your Honor. I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to regain some momentum. You don't have Borgar? Ugh. Unbelievable. How could you not have Borgar? Me. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion.
Right then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break?
Wow.
That's the answer. I would say Phoenix. Your Honor, please take it back to Mr. Wright's testimony.
Defendant's testimony.
He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct?
Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that?
The lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage.
Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion. And it was the very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted.
Objection!
I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne.
What's that supposed to mean?
Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break.
Well, makes sense. The victim was electrocuted.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. But no, it doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here. In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim.
Order the court.
The lamentations of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them.
It's true, the defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have done it.
Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something? The Madame Attorney's explanation. She said some things that are a little different than I remember them. What the? Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge.
Of course it's all right. Just go ahead and give me your testimony.
This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. What? Phoenix ain't gonna be executed here? Gasp. The truth is, Feeny pushed him twice. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him, but Feeny caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted. It all occurred in less than a minute.
After being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away.
And that's when the defendant pushed him for the second time.
I'm so sorry, Feeny, but I just have to tell the truth. I'm doing the right thing, am I, Mr. Judge?
Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. All right, Miss Fay, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
Wow.
I already know the contradictory statement. It's the last one. It all happened within a minute, but we've established that the watch stopped at the time of death. And this watch clearly shows 3:05. This, people, this chat, this is why you need to have the ability to read analog watches. It is to solve a 20-year-old visual novel.
Wow.
Anyway, it was just for fancies. Miss Hawthorne, previously in your testimony, you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment you pushed Dougie. No, I'm sorry. I wanted to protect Feeny. So that's why you basically lied to the court? I was a bad girl. No. Mr. Judge?
Yes?
Would you please forgive little old me? Of course you won't, but you did this called perjury.
Oh, come on. We're certainly told my lie. We'll forget this time. But please be more careful from now on, all right?
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge.
Not at all.
The judge had better be more careful himself. A dark alley is friendlier than that girl. You're saying you actually saw the victim get pushed into the electrical pole? Well, no, he doesn't look it, but Feeny can be a bit of an imp when he wants to be. Oh, really? But I never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break. Feeny really is scary when he gets mad.
Yes, he sounds like a very dangerous individual indeed.
Judge, please! So let me get this straight. You were happily listening to music on the headphones while you watched the scene unfold.
Miss Fay, I'll have to ask you to stop badgering the witness.
I wasn't happy. I was so scared that I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on. Cheer them on? What do you mean by that? Well, I wish the best for them both and that they would give each other the fight their own.
That's very sweet of you to be so supportive.
And what happened after that? but Feeny caught up and crashed into him from behind. That doesn't sound quite right. There were handprints found in the chest of the victim's leather jacket. Mr. Payne, were there also prints found on the back of this leather jacket? Well, no, there weren't. Madam Faye, may I suggest you listen a little more carefully? I said that he crashed into him from behind, right? My Feeny would never leave any prints behind in a case, would he? Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted? I'm sorry, I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away.
It's understandable. Yes, indeed. It was a horrific sight for anyone to behold.
I don't figure out the contradiction here. It's all over. It's all over. She didn't have much time to come up with a lie, so this is my best chance. There must be a hole in the testimony somewhere. Think, Mia. You are a fucking liar!
Objection!
That's enough, witness. I'm afraid I don't understand. You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Oh, the medicine. That's the one Feeny likes to take for his cold. It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at precise time. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m.
Yes, and the point is, Miss Faye.
My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered the power outage due to the cable snapping? Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55. Ah! I love when Payne is like, oh no, it's Jova. Again. Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? What exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? The defense proposed that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Dog Swallow.
Order, the court.
This nonsense, the real murderer? Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for. Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it? There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow, only after my client had left the scene. Was there a window of opportunity for the real killer? Hey, yo, the music!
Miss Faye, is the defense ready to indict someone as a real killer?
It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor. We are ready.
Very well, but remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. I think very carefully before you speak, Miss Faye. Now then, Miss Faye, let's have it. Who's the real killer?
It could only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne. How can you? What? Amazing. The defense is grasping at straws. 10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the execution. What exactly were you doing the whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Whoops. Were you listening to music? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the man dearest to you.
Order, Miss Faye. What do you mean? Why? What to say?
Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands. can I say something so mean, Madame Faye? I didn't do anything.
Miss Faye, it's a very serious charge here.
Yes! Your Honor, please, I have something over to say.
Here, what is it?
Please strike everything the defense had just now from the record. What in the... Are you daft? You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dolly, she couldn't do something so like that.
Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man.
Ah! Leave my Dolly alone! Phoenix, you fucking moron. Ah, that boy.
All right, boy. He's gotten himself away of his head.
Oh, Mr. Grossbeck, you're back.
It seems I've arrived just in the nick of time. I found the police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping.
Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for.
You better take a good look at it.
Aww. Location, District Courthouse Cafeteria. August 27th, 4 p.m. Victim Diego Armado. Occupation lawyer. Suspect Dahlia Hawthorne. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of the poison were found on the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or the suspect's person. It is unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup.
It details how you came to lose your boyfriend.
Ah! Dahlia killed Mia's boyfriend 8 months ago? That is the plot twist we're going for? What? I see.
Oh, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, really, Your Honor, I interrupt for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor. Don't you worry, my dear. I have the situation well in hand. That is, go ahead. Madame Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dolly? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying that you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright. I told you that you should tell me, let me handle this. Sorry, please go ahead. How can I say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to flame him is ludicrous. This is all just too much for my poor little heart to bear.
I believe the guy's trying to ask what on earth the motive would be.
The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. 8 months ago, an incident occurred at the basement cafeteria of this building. And then, the same day, the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Further testimony? What about?
About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What can that possibly have to do with this case?
Objection!
The witness claims that she has no reason to friend the defendant, am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests she in fact had a very good reason.
Very well then, the court grants the defense's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on just for a little bit longer?
Of course not, Mr. Judge. Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne. I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. Been going out ever since that fateful day. We're so lovey-dovey, we literally make people sick, I just jealously think.
Mr. Wright, do that again and you will be held in contempt of court.
And now we enter the final act of a little drama.
If she is to end days of my youth, go get her.
So until that time, you had been dating Doug Swallow? Yes, I'm real fool, and now letting my emotions change so quickly. I'm ashamed of myself.
No. You and me, I'm infamous for changing my mind. My critics have even taken to calling me Judge Fickle.
Maybe you should look for some different line of work.
Despite that, however, he's always hands down the correct verdict. That's why some people also call him the Great Judge. Judgini.
The Great Judgini. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The courthouse reading room. That's a strange place to meet the love of your life. That's not true, Madame Faye. After all, Feeney was not only an art student, but he was also planning on becoming a lawyer. I'm not talking about him, I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in the courthouse reading room? This line of questioning is a waste of time and has nothing to do with the murder case.
Miss Faye, morning. This has nothing to do with the Masolo case.
I have to remember the judge is on Darius' side. Yeah, if the judge gets any angry, he owes the whole case. I just have to hold my tongue for the time being.
Oh, then, lady, please go with the testimony.
So what was it about Mr. Wright that made you heart malfunction like that? In my personal opinion, he just looks like a typical snotty-nosed college brat. Perhaps to women that your age, but to me, Feeney's handsome. Perhaps to you, Miss Hawthorne, but to the rest of the planet, he's a dime a dozen. Love is a mysterious thing, and I object to this line of questioning. If you were to look at my wife, for example, you might all be shocked.
You're saying the truth. It was truly shocking.
Beautiful mushroom growing tall in the darkness. It comes from cow dung. That's the poem that best describes how I feel about my Feeney. Were there any bad feelings between you and Mr. Swallow? No, none at all. We parted on very good terms. But that can't be.
Investigation also
shows that it was a clean breakup. Are you sure? Yes, it seems that they both wanted it that way. So the victim wanted to break up with her. So you're saying that Mr. Swallow also wanted to break up with you? Well, you see... What a cruel thing to ask a lovely young lady like this. By the way, I never once considered leaving my wife. Okay.
No one cares. No one cares, Mr. Payne.
She didn't deny it. That must mean Doug Swallow must have seen through her little act. He must have gotten a glimpse of her true nature.
Listen to me, Mia. A woman is the judge in the palm of her hand, you see? So the only way to discredit her is to find a contradiction in her testimony.
I first met my darling Feeney 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse. Your Honor, if you'll allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue with the testimony.
Very well, young lady, you've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room?
If it pleases your honor, the answer is simply this. I came to this courthouse to research a paper I was writing. Oh, you were writing a paper? On what? On the relationships between modern sensory poetry and the criminal underworld.
It's actually a fascinating research idea.
Am I getting old, now that I've ever forgotten what I've forgotten? Again, with the midlife crisis stuff.
Yeah, I can't really come to this courthouse. Isn't that what you wanted to know? And speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the police report, have you? That's through a lot of trouble to get it, my dear. So be sure to read it carefully.
No, you fucking didn't! Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? You didn't actually come here for a much more important reason.
What is the meaning of this cocky smile on your face, Miss Faye?
8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy.
Another tragedy.
You mean an incident when Attourney was present?
The name of the suspect that is listed here in this report. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne.
What? Dahlia Hawthorne?
Yes. The sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago.
Hold on. It's unbelievable. It's true then, the loveliest rose can hide.
Miss Faye, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness. I, Winston Payne, will not allow it.
Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking.
Pardon me. Go right ahead.
It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me.
Expressed some interest, huh?
Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago.
I see.
Okay, I've tied the two crimes together. Now I've just got to stay then on the offensive.
Well done, Mia. Oh. You have to defy my heart and my buttocks. I can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoids.
Stop talking about your hemorrhoids, Grossberg.
Yeah.
I need more fluids. I will be back in a second. This trial is really trying me. Holy shit. Hello. Heck. I met the lawyer who was supposed to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that's lethal in just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that.
So that's what happened 8 months ago.
However, as you said in the witness testimony, she has nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne. But I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination. What does the defense suddenly feel stronger?
Mia, you're growing with a truly lawyer's aura, my dear. A proud posture and self-confidence, absolutely smashing.
I met the lawyer who was supposed to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. What are you talking about with the defense attorney? Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential.
According to the report, you weren't being interviewed by regarding on the case.
The lawyer that was killed, he said he wanted to talk about an incident that was caught up in when I was younger. Why don't you tell us all about what incident it was? This has absolutely nothing at all to do with this case.
Objection sustained. The defense question is stricken from the record.
You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, himself on? I guess I was just born in a bad sign. Don't worry, Dolly, I'll protect you.
You heard them. I heard the man. And that is true love, young lady.
Oh, Feeny, please. Those two really are making me ill, albeit for decidedly different reasons. How long were you gone? I've already answered all those questions for police, but if you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes. And why were you doing the stretch of time using the toilet? What are you saying, Miss Faye? Toilet? My fair little Dolly doesn't poop.
You heard the defense, Miss Faye. Better luck next time.
Oh, Feeny, please. My perfect little Dolly doesn't poop. Phoenix Wright, circa 2004. Fucking hell. The police have already looked into the whole matter. The sort of questioning is nothing but a waste of the court's time.
Objection sustained. Miss Arthur, please continue with the testimony.
From what I heard, it was liquid poison that is just as stupid. That was About how much liquid is 2 teaspoons?
All right, let me see. A bottle of hydrogen says 1/2 fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 teaspoons.
So it's about 2/3 of that amount, huh? The poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. Must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped in there. A special kind of poison. How so? Well, I heard that it's almost impossible to detect.
where would something like that come from?
I'm sorry, all I know is what I overheard the policeman saying. They said something about using advanced chemical processes to purify it.
Chemical processes? Well, that's quite impressive, most impressive.
The better question is, how did the criminal get something like that? And that's the reason they didn't arrest you? Because no one could show how you could have gotten the poison? I think that's a good enough reason, Madam Faye. She's right, and I think we've all had enough of Miss Faye's questions.
So in essence, the main reason Miss Hawthorne was never arrested for this crime was because no one could show it could have obtained the poison.
And we all have to do is find a way to establish how she would have gotten some, right? Great, now how did a literary student get a... How did a lit student get hold of a poison of all things? Let's fucking go. You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison. I don't believe you. What? In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab.
Boyfriend? You mean the VTuber Dog Swallow?
That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University. Pharmacology? His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could have never obtained such a rare special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you've had access to such a poison after all. And then was a matter of slipping into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at this very table. You! No! No!
Order, could it be?
What is this music? Holy shit! I love the stupid 80s synth hits. I love how they are used in this piece as gratuitously as the wooden thingies are used in the Steel Samurai theme. It's right.
The Hyoshigi is the name. Hyoshigi is the wood, like hardwood or bamboo block instrument they use in kabuki theater a lot. It's the one that's in the Sea Samurai theme. Among other things. Anyway. They say something about him fight. What is it, Hawthorne? Among other things, yes. The amount of poison in the cup was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container.
Yes, that's true.
I was searched immediately after the incident took place. Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down. But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they? She's right, they even mentioned that in the report. Well, you couldn't have easily gotten rid of something like that small. Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. If we're saying go through the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof.
I've got some evidence. I have to just allow this line of questioning this way. You can come some evidence. I'm going to lose this lead.
The police conducted a full-body search of Dahlia and of the entire courthouse. Yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred.
If you're going to check this, then you've committed the murder. Now, where the container? There is a container. Poison was carried in. What happened?
It's this! You're forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's when you passed it on to someone with nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched.
Who's this person?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course. Pudding! So the defendant was this Riddler's accomplice? Of course not. She gave the poison to him, disguised as a present. What? But that's...
Oh, it's a charming necklace. This little bottle. It's really quite cute. So what about it? What does it mean, Mr. Hay?
The day that witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago. August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding one piece of evidence that would give her away.
What? Are you saying there's a little poison in here?
No, there's no longer any poison in the bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount. No! Ah! No! That's the sound.
On the court.
On behalf of Dolly, I object! Mr. Wright, control yourself. How will any bully you like this?
Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay your seat.
Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love with her.
Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time.
Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway? Well, she must be badly in love with me too. Mr. Wright, please, open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is... Dahlia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. Clueless, yes. My necklace. Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself.
Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
Oh, a strange girl asking for a present back like that.
Yeah, what a strange girl. For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace was irrefutable evidence of a crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back. You're lying. But you never gave it back to her. To make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why she... I don't believe you. No, that's a lie. Ah!
Mira, you're right.
Defendant is getting away.
Elif, hurry! Mia, you're right.
Yes, I think so.
The boy, he went completely insane.
Mr. Wright.
But it's a bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough.
Thank goodness. Oh no. What is it? The bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone.
Ward, it's terrible.
Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when it slipped into me.
Foolish boy, it's the only thing that could have saved him. What in the blazes are we supposed to do now? Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court of law.
Nobody in the history of this entire court has ever attacked their own defense lawyer? I find that hard to believe. I'm sorry. I'm afraid that the apology is not enough. Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace? Forgive me. I'm sorry. It's okay, just give back the necklace. I ate it. You what?
You ate it?
It was too big to swallow, so I had to chew it into little bits first. Yeah. Ugh. Ah! What the?
What is he doing now?
Your Honor, we've got to stop the trial. Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? There's a stomach hurt. Ah! What the fuck? That bottle you swallowed may have had some poison left in it. You swallowed benefit some poison left in it. It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly, the bottle did not contain a deadly poison. How can you be so sure? I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination.
So it would seem.
No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must have let in poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency. There, it's all right, Rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. And it's heartwarming to see that you place this much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong.
I mean, that is his purpose. His purpose is to be the dumbass prosecutor.
That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Faye, I cannot accept the explanation of the events.
But why?
It may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand. But in a court of law, evidence is everything.
And after I proved so much, is she going to get away with everything?
And now the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up.
I would like to proceed. Mr. Wright. I'm sorry, Miss Faye. I totally slipped my mind. I'm really, really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I've really let you down. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say? There's something I forgot to tell you.
What is it?
The day you met Dog Swallow.
Let go. You shouldn't see her anymore.
Hey, it's none of your business.
I'm telling you for your own sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news.
You're lying.
Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab.
Poison?
The same thing happened 8 months ago. Her drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time, too. Could only have been her. The girl is a thief.
Stop it! Don't talk about her like that! Is it true? Did you really say that? That's ridiculous! Yeah, one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried that... and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right here. She was crouched down next to him. What? She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but... I'm sorry, Dolly. Your Honor, this is... the defendant is... Miss Faye, you tell them. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent. Rip. Why does my thing not work? Ah. Very good. No idea what that said, but it was probably spam. My reveal deleted message does not work at the moment, for some reason. So Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow.
The night before?
Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone. Miss Faye.
If you're so certain of your theory, let me ask you this.
Mia, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back there for.
Exactly who was Miss Dahlia Hawthorne planning to kill?
Phoenix, of course.
There was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way. And that person was... Mr. Phoenix Wright. That's preposterous! After all, it was Doug Swallow who was murdered! Well, it's true that that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution or poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was, in fact, you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that it could be.
But how can it be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne went in love.
Poor Mr. Wright. This must be killing him. I'll bring her to justice, I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right, the bottle necklace. That's all she cared about.
Even so, why would she go so fast to murder him?
8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria. Dahlia Hawthorne could think of only one thing. How to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible. No, it can't be. It was a pretty good move she made too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny bottle was cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met.
You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright?
Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. It can't be true! Feeny, what a joke you are. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? Even I told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me.
Miss Hawthorne!
The piece that we're nearing the end of this trial. Fine, I can tell you plan making me a criminal no matter what I say. You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne. We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems your sniveling crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack. Well, hey old man, are you senile or something? Why didn't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face?
Miss Hawthorne, what happened to you?
Are you really that shocked? How did he prefer me this way, Mr. Ted? With absolutely no proof, you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now, if you don't mind.
But we're not finished.
Fine, then ask this nasty old hag to finish up already. I can't let her get away this time.
Stop me. If you keep on pushing without any evidence, you could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer.
The ultimate price?
You'll be forced to take off the attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid.
No. You'd better think it over carefully, Miss Fay. Or should I say, Miss Grey?
That's not a good one. Well, Miss Fay, you provide evidence and establish her good once and for all.
If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with the murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof.
Let me just stop. I didn't do that.
Impossible! It can't possibly! Stupid woman.
It's opinion of the court that there's already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will only allow one piece of evidence to be presented.
Just one?
If you're unable to establish her guilt, then I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will immediately be handed down to Mr. Wright.
Understand, Your Honor. I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar. Was planning to poison Mr. Wright.
If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there.
Miss Fay, please present your evidence. Show to this court irrefutable proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright.
The cold medicine he was taking every day, which she knew because he did it every time before lunch with her. Nyahaha! The smartest snake. Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all.
Cold Killer Wright, Phoenix Wright's beloved old medicine.
Does a Ricky defense attorney have a bit of a cold?
If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned.
What?
Remember what the defendant said in his testimony?
But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime the day of the accident. I always eat with Dolly. Just the two of us.
She was the one who took this bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some.
I really gave some extras. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine.
I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence?
What are you talking about?
8 months ago. The poison was hidden in a bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she'd accidentally run into in the reading room. My client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene. Left the scene of the crime. That's when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poisoned bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright.
I believe she did testify she was going to meet with the defendant.
Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and victim were arguing about the cut of electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Duck Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was in as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying that bottle of poisoned cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago?
8 months ago!
Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way she did back then. She had someone else hold it. In this case, Doug Swallow. Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman is nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Yes, that's exactly right. Just pure desperation.
I wonder which one was this one. So, Miss Hawthorne, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright? Mr. Wright ate that lactose of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us! I dare you to take some of this medicine right now. Mia Fey. Mia Fey! Yo! The butterfly's banned! What the fuck? Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Miss Mia Fey? That's just fine. For the time being, victory is yours. For the time being? Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it.
Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay?
Yes.
I'm going to spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best. Hilary Corey. She is dead. Phew. It's finally all over. Hey, I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim.
What do you say? It just seems to have accepted it.
I don't care, I'm Mr. Payne. I don't believe one word this rookie lawyer said. Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this. Yes? Would you care to try this cold medicine? What? Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said... There, it's alright, Rookie. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. So if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in there, right? You see, yes. And here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life? Yeah, my hair! Amazing.
Mr. Payne, but Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Yes, Your Honor. The file of purpose for her immediate arrest.
Tragic, but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning.
Don't lie, just admit you were wrong.
I'll arraign Miss May.
Yes, Your Honor.
It was just me, or did Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other?
Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing in this case.
Very well. Miss Payne.
This can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like losing my daughter.
It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say?
It can't be. It can't be true, my dear. Darling.
Very well then. I believe I'm ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright, not guilty. The court is adjourned.
Let's go. But yeah, I'm sorry to inform you that she will be killed because in the Phoenix Wright universe judicial system, the penalty for murder is in fact the death penalty. Which makes it really funny when, like, defendants make empty threats to the defense attorney. It's like, you're gonna die, though. You will be executed. What could you possibly do?
You're wonderful in there. Thank you for everything, Mr. Crossback.
Thank you for everything, Mr. Crossback.
During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like Mount Vesuvius.
Mr. Crossback, do you maybe think you could stop talking about them?
That's rather rude. Anyway, this case really made me think.
That is rude? That is rude, and you talking about your gross shit isn't? Bruh. This man.
Well, I really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with a client. I've such veteran lives who've lost sight of this.
Oh, Mr. Wright, congratulations. Thanks. Oh, you know, I was thinking. Go on. The dolly saw it there at the witness stand. I don't think it was really her. What? Yeah, the dolly I know could never have said those kinds of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something. Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright, for your own sake. Yeah, you're right. That's probably for the best.
Also, you need to relax a little bit more. Try to grow up a little.
But out of all my friends, everyone says I'm most grown up.
What kind of company does this guy keep?
Right now, I'm studying to myself to become a lawyer.
That's what he keeps saying. But I thought you were in the art department.
Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. If I hurry, then I should be able to save him in time.
I see.
Say, Miss Faye. A lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right?
Mr. Right, I'm near this myself. But I think that's exactly what a lawyer is.
Okay, I'm going to do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope we see each other again one day.
It's been 5 years since I was acquitted for 4 charges. I became a lawyer like I planned and managed to save my friend. But Mia has passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. Memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia's gone now. But even so, I can hear it in my mind.
Phoenix, no matter what, it's always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. 5 long years. Something has happened that made me think back to your words of wisdom. But that's a story for another day.
There he is! There he is! Everyone, meet our new prosecutor. The man! Yes. Also, Corey appears to have disappeared again. I didn't even get to ask him how he was. What?
Detective. Ah. What a relief. Glad the jewel is safe.
Gumshoe! You said it, pal. It must have been rock solid security that scared him off. Would you mind? Jesus! We've been had! Out front, guards! Turn the searchlights!
Better luck next time, gentlemen!
Hey, yo! Maybe not the voice, actually.
Excuse me, but I'm afraid I must be leaving now. We shall meet again when the next moon is full. What's it with the bots today? What the fuck? Go away. And just in 2 chats. Well, Corey, how is you? How are you doing? How's your day? Maya! Yes! Very wet, had to ride through rain to get back from Tracy's. It's raining at your place too? Yeah, I checked the weather report earlier and it's going to rain until like noon tomorrow. Maya. Like, seriously, it's going to rain all night. Ha. Hey, Nick, get a load of this. Hey, are you listening to me? You can clean the toilet later. This is important. What are you freaking out about now? Today will be the last time you talk to me that way. Huh? We're about to hit the big time. Big time? What do you mean by that? We? You don't mean you and me, huh? Was eating dinner at Tracy's, though. Bought us to a Döner box, and we watched Frieren and Digimon. I still need to continue watching Frieren. The names are just making me cringe really hard in that show. Don't be silly. I'm talking about me and Pally, of course. Hello, it's a pleasure to see you again, Miss Nick. Pals, you haven't changed a bit. Wait, what are you doing here anyway? Yeah, haven't you heard, Mr. Nick? Here, take a look at this. What's this? Some kind of poster? Godot Village, isn't that... That's right, our hometown. Pearly and mine, that is. What's this about treasures from the boonies? Very funny. You can laugh all you want. But you'll be singing another tune tonight. Tonight? What about tonight? The Treasures of Godot exhibit doesn't actually start until next week, but the promoter sent us some special VIP entry passes. That's why I dressed up as extra special today. What do you think, Nick? Same Maya, different day. This young lady here is Maya Fey. The younger sister of Mia Fey, my friend and mentor. Oh, Frontier, damn. Lugna, oh my god. Was Lugna a big liar? I first met her 2 years ago. I was working on the case surrounding Mia's death, and ever since then, I've been the one who's been keeping this law office afloat from behind the scenes. Actually, that's just a cover for her true identity. In reality, she's a spirit medium, and a bit of a shady character. Hey, who are you calling shady? And this little girl is Pal Fey. I usually call her Pals. She's Maya's cousin and a spirit medium in training herself. No, I'm not young, but I want your help in any way I can, Mr. Nick. Why would a character called Lugna lie? True. I mean, the character called Frieren also isn't cold, so... I don't know. Kuran Village is the home of the mysterious Kuran channeling technique. And Maya is the daughter of the Kuran School of Channeling's master. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's no joke. I've seen her power with my own eyes. It's a real thing, right? Pastor Nick, how long are you going to make two gorgeous women like us wait? Yes, Mr. Nick. I can't wait any longer. I want to go to the exhibit. Looks like I don't get a choice here. Might as well head on out. Oh. Lordly Taylor. The city's fanciest and most expensive department store. Treasure exhibit, huh? I have to admit I'm pretty impressed. Dang! The background artist worked overtime on this one. Holy shit! Wow, this is awesome! It is, yes. Yeah, you can make even the cheapest junk look nice. It all depends on how you display it. Oh, they even have the dusty old hanging straw that was in Feynman's storeroom. Oh yeah, I remember screaming on it when I was a little girl. On a family heirloom. Say, Nick, the person in charge of this exhibition is waiting for us in the basement warehouse. Alright. I guess we should go and say hello.
Damn. That's a lot of detail for random background art. Wow. But I can feel my vocal cords dying, and I kind of need them on Friday. Saturday, actually. For D&D session. Or Pathfinder session. Whatever. Session. Melvas infected me with calling it the wrong game. Ich. We're putting the wicked more like the three head. I think I'm gonna call it early today, just to save my voice a bit. I guess I will see you, calling it early, I say, 15 minutes before usual end time. But I also started late. Today was a short stream. But that's fine. Yesterday was a 6-hour stream, so that equals out. Even though barely anyone was there, unbelievable. I had like one whole view and it was Flora. And I guess Yui was there for like 30 minutes after being scared by a spider at 11:30 in the evening. Boop. Yeah. Ah! Gnomes. Whee! No gnome for money. F. B. I will see you in my stream on Friday. And I guess I can also see you tomorrow, assuming that Niesh will be streaming Raid. So that's what I will be doing tomorrow. I hope you will have a nice night. Those of you that live in a place that gets to have a holiday tomorrow, like me, enjoy your time off. And yeah, have a good eep. Night night. Bye bye. Eat well. I mean, Corey's in my chat, so I can't raid Corey right now. Big sad. Yeah, we could raid Lumi. There's a holiday tomorrow? Yes. In North Rhine-Westphalia, in Rhineland-Palatine, and a couple other places as well. But yeah, that is actually not a bad idea. I just need to figure out how Lumi's name is spelled again. Because I don't get autocomplete in this bitch. Oh, double T. All right. Boop. The correct raid. Okay, you know the drill? The hyper pog and the snake raid? There you go. And what is Yumi playing actually? Ah. Yumi is playing Wuwa. Wuthering Waves. Alright. I will see you then. When I will see you when I see you. Say hi to Yumi and let's go. Wah.